Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you to speak frankly and factually about a conflict that is reshaping the Middle East and whose impact is being felt around the world. Over the past weeks, we have witnessed a major escalation in hostilities between the State of Israel, the United States of America, and the Islamic Republic of Iran. These events are not abstract headlines. They are real and have profound implications for global peace, security, and economic stability. Let me outline what is happening. First, in late February 2026, Israel and United States launched coordinated military operations against targets inside Iran. These strikes focused on Iranian military infrastructure, missile sites, and facilities connected to nuclear and strategic programs. These actions represent one of the most significant military clashes in the region's history. Israeli and American officials reported that their forces now control much of Iranian airspace, giving them a decisive advantage in the early stages of the campaign. These actions were carried out with the stated goal of degrading Iran's ability to develop nuclear weapons and curbing its missile capabilities. Tragically, among the reported outcomes of these strikes was the death of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, a development Tehran has openly vowed to avenge. Second, Iran has already responded with missile and drone attacks against U.S. forces stationed in the region and against Israeli territory. These reprisals have not been limited to direct action from Tehran-allied groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and other militias backed by Iran have joined in attacks, broadening the conflict beyond initial battle lines. This is not simply a bilateral dispute. It is a regional flare-up that involves multiple actors, multiple borders, and multiple communities. Third, the United States is committed to continued military engagement and has taken steps to protect commercial shipping in critical waterways, including near the Strait of Hormuz. This reflects serious concern about disruptions to global energy supply lines and international trade. At the same time, world leaders and nations across Asia, Africa, Europe, and the global South have expressed deep concern about the escalation. Many call for de-escalation, diplomacy, and a return to negotiations rather than continued warfare. Now let us consider the heart of the question many are asking. Will Iran seek revenge? The simple answer is, yes, Iran has already taken retaliatory action and it is likely to continue forms of retaliation. The Iranian leadership has promised to respond to the killing of its supreme leader and to counter military strikes against its territory. But we must understand the nature of such retaliation. Given the overwhelming military superiority of Israel and the United States, analysts believe Iran is more likely to continue asymmetric and indirect forms of retaliation, including missile and drone attacks from within Iran and allied militias in the region, cyber operations targeting infrastructure, escalation through proxy forces in Lebanon, Iraq, Syria, and Yemen, large-scale direct attacks on Israel or U.S. territory would risk devastating counterstrikes and further regional destruction. Therefore, what we are likely to witness is not one single act of revenge, but a series of continued engagements that could last months or longer. This is a moment of grave significance. It calls for reflection, leadership, and clarity from the global community. What happens next will shape the future of the Middle East and influence the security of nations far beyond the region's borders. We may see a prolonged stalemate of ongoing skirmishes and limited strikes, renewed international diplomatic efforts to broker a ceasefire, or in the worst case, further escalation drawing more nations into active conflict. Let us also recognize that beyond the battlefield, this conflict affects people's daily lives, from
rising energy prices to political instability, from displaced families to tensions among diaspora communities worldwide. To the leaders watching and listening, let this conflict remind us of the cost of war, not only in bombs and missiles, but in shattered lives, broken homes, and futures interrupted. To the global citizens and young people, educate yourselves about the forces that shape our world. Advocate for peace where you can, demand accountability and diplomacy from those in power. And to all humanity, may we never lose sight of our shared dignity, our common destiny, and our responsibility to one another. Thank you.